Hello, everybody, and welcome to F1 Down Under. My name's Hayley.
And I'm Matt.
And this is our Belgian Grand Prix qualifying predictions. Well, this weekend we're back in Spa, and it's going to be interesting to say the least.
Yeah.
Looking at the forecast, it's going to be wet on Saturday for qualifying.
Yeah, and then dry
on Sunday. To my forecast, that doesn't necessarily mean it is going to be.
No, but looking into that weekend, that does make it really interesting because Spa's one of those circuits where you do get lots of rain. It can get very wet. If it is wet, you're going to need the downforce or a lot of skill to take your car around. If it's bone dry, it tends to be a bit lower on your downforce. You've got these big straights and
yes. So the engineers will be figuring all that out.
Yeah, it's going to be. I guess the balance is, isn't it? If you think it's going to be wet on Saturday for qualifying and dry on Sunday for the race, do you go for a wet qualifying setup, knowing that you're going to be sacrificing a bit of speed on Sunday, or do you go for a dry setup and just kind of hope on the Saturday? There's plenty of places to overtake, isn't there?
Yes, there is, as it is the longest track of the calendar, doing 44 laps. But we'll see what happens. So, who do you think is going to be on pole due to this mixed conditions? We think
I'm going to go with a bit of experience.
Mm-hmm.
I actually think that if it's wet, which is what the forecast is, I'm going to go with Lewis.
Ooh, I'm going to go for experience as well, but a different car. I'm going to go for Max Verstappen because he's won here 3 times, but I'm not necessarily saying that the Mercedes might come in handy.
Yeah, that's not a bad shout, particularly if I think he's not doing his sim racing just before the race, which he's not going to be doing now.
So, what do you think then to the podium predictions? What's your number 3?
Well, if it's again, really, if it depends on the setup, right? Number 3, I'm going to go with Lando Norris.
I'm going to agree with you with Lando Norris. I think the McLarens will be in there. What do you think for number 2?
Number 2, I'm going to go Oscar.
Ooh, I'm going to go for Lewis Hamilton for this one.
Okay, so another podium for Lewis.
I think it is because if it's rained, and then I think he'll be up there, but hopefully staying out of trouble with the experience that he has. And your first position?
I'm going Lewis.
I
actually think he's, I think he's got a good chance.
I'm gonna go Max this weekend because the DRS is so powerful.
Yeah, that's a good
So, and I think he will be on it this weekend, hopefully.
Yeah.
And there are good DRS zones, and it's Spa, and it's an iconic track.
Yeah. Well.
So, what's your weekend wish this weekend?
Well, it is a big power circuit, and there's a lot of. I'm really hoping that Williams can score some points. I'm like a broken record, and I just think that I really do hope that they'll manage to sneak into that top 10.
Mine is actually that because it is that power circuit. I think it might be mixed up grid that the Haas might get in the top 10. So I think the Haas might score some more points.
Yeah.
So I think the mix-up grid might help a bit. So, yeah. So that's been our F1 predictions for the Belgian Grand Prix, and we'll have to wait and see what the results are. So we'll see you in the next video. Bye.